introduce yourself, sir.
Good evening. I am Commodore Govindraj, who is presently the Deputy Director of Orient Flight School, which is located in Pondicherry. And this school is a part of a larger educational group called Hindustan Institute of Education. And this group itself is about almost half a century old. But then the flying school came much later in 1994, when Indian skies were getting open for the private participation. So that is the time founder, Dr. KCG Verghese, is the founder of the group. He started not the airlines, because normally the airlines were the ones to be started when they opened the skies. Nobody ever thought about the feeder ingredient called the flying school. So he was one to think about this, and then this was one of the earliest flying schools started in the private sector. So we are quite proud to be part of this for the last 20 years. We are in the 20th year now.
What is the story of your institution's brand?
Institution's brand. Okay, I will again start with the founder. He had I can call it a dream statement. He said, make every man a success and no man a failure, which means today you go to any educational institution, only the top rankers are selected, and ordinary mortals, they don't find a place anywhere. And in the case of flying training, which is very, very expensive, everyone really cannot afford it. So from that point of view, this statement makes a lot of difference. Make every man a success, whether he is academically too good or just mediocre, whether he is really affluent who can afford it, or he only has the fire in his belly and he has a kind of a dream. So he started with this vision, and that has grown into such a huge group and a flying training institute. That is the brand.
And what are your growth plans?
Growth plans. Now, see, we are, as I said, we are 20 years old. We started with just 2 aircraft those days, and today we are fleet. We have a training fleet. We are not an airline. We are a training unit, and we have about 10 aircraft today. And these aircraft have been all the time changed as per the requirement of the time. Old aircraft retire and the new ones come in. For instance, we have a 2-seater trainer, that is a Cessna 152. Then we have a 4-seater in the same called Cessna 172. When the glass cockpit was introduced in the country, it was not introduced in the country. All the airliners, they fly on glass cockpit. But any student who goes out of a flying training school, now he is used to a normal conventional cockpit, but he is going to find it a problem when he gets into the airline, actually, when he gets his job. So this was thought about. So out of 8 aircraft or so, 2 of them became glass cockpit, old aircraft retired, and so on. We also have a flight simulator, quite modern, for practicing the the instrument approach procedures. In that we have a database of the entire Asia Pacific. So the students our students can practice any airfield for that matter, and our database is updated. So we keep modernizing our fleet.
How do you keep your students inspired and motivated?
That's a very difficult task, because students are kids. They just come from school and they are playful, and some of them are focused and many are not. Many of them join us thinking that okay, there is a great future. I have got somehow managed the money for it, and another 2 years I'll become a pilot. I'm going to start earning. Many of them forget that there is something called academics to be taken care of, and you got to pass exams. Like they are used to writing exams on the ground like any university, but they also got to clear the examinations up in the air, which we call skill test. So quite a few of them are playful, so we have to go their way quite a lot right in the beginning. You have to be very patient with them. You have to bring them online, and then when things go out of control, if at all any time, you got to be also quite firm in dealing with that.
What is your idea of good education?
Good education. If you ask me, why did all of us go to school? Why did we go to universities and so on? I mean, views are different from different perspectives, but ultimately I think education is for managing your life. You may choose any walk of life. You could be an engineer, doctor, pilot, whatever, but everything is for a better living, not only from the monetary point of view, but also how you deal with yourself, with the rest of the world, and more so when crisis comes to you, which will come, definitely crisis will come. And that time, how do you manage, and how do you manage successfully? I think that should be the purpose of education, and not really reaching the stars and moons and all.
Being recognized by Brands Academy for excellence in education,
Yeah.
how does it feel?
Well, it feels really good. I'll say why I'm saying good. If I'm good or bad, somebody is watching me. Because if you don't know where you are, you're just involved in your own work. You don't you're not looking around much. But there is somebody. When I say somebody here, the rest of the world who is involved with. We are in the field of aviation, so somebody is watching. Or you can say we are in the field of education as well. So somebody is watching the whole world. May not be microscopically, but in a macro way. And then out of that, they are choosing somebody and saying, "Oh, look, you are quite good. You are done well. It feels not good now. You feel quite great, to get this kind of a recognition. It's really nice."